All right, Riley Thompson is here, and now you've actually had a couple of days here with your new team. How's it been going for you so far?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The guys have been very welcoming, and kind of got thrown into the heat of it in the weekend, which was honestly kind of nice to do that. But yeah, I mean, this week's been great, just meeting everybody and kind of settling in.
What was it like, showing up and then very quickly after that, you're playing your first pro game with a bunch of guys whose names you still probably don't even know yet at that time?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, my line mates were very good, just kind of pointing me in the right direction off the face-offs and whatnot and what to do. So that was great. And like I said, just kind of being thrown in the heat of it is kind of nice. You don't really have to think about anything, just go out there and play.
How different is it when you talk about, these guys saying, okay, well, here's what we're doing after the face-offs? How different is it from what you had at Ohio State? I mean, hockey is hockey, but there's still going to be some little things inside that will be different from team to team. Yeah,
no, for sure. I think comparing it to college, I think the pace is probably a step quicker here, obviously, and then everything's just a little bit more structured, which is fine. So just kind of learning how to be in that structure and play to that is very important.
You're put in there in a line with two guys, Kachuk and Tomasino, both of whom are around 200 NHL games. This is where you want to get someday as well. What's it like getting thrown in the middle of a line with guys like that?
Yeah, it's awesome. You kind of want that with them, with the experience they got. And then, I just kind of want to be a sponge and just learn as much as I can around them. So just learning what they got and what they have to say is great.
What was the process like for you to decide where you're going to sign? I mean, I know you had to have more offers than just the Flyers. This is a tricky decision to make.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had some more offers, but I think, the management with the Flyers, they were kind of the most consistent with me throughout the whole year and just coming to the games and kind of showing out when they can and having a chat, which was awesome. And then had a chance to have a meeting over Christmas break with all of upper management, which was pretty good.
You didn't exactly come out of nowhere, but you're a guy who was undrafted. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to use the phrase late bloomer, but some guys who are your peers and your age, they were getting drafted. You're still trying to develop and get better. Yeah. Talk about the progression for you to get to this point where you got so much interest to get an NHL deal out of this.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer, like you were saying, but you just want to take it day by day like everyone else does. Everyone's story is different to get into what they want to be. So just take it day by day and then just working one day at a time, just getting better when you can.
How exciting is it to, sort of dream come true, sign that NHL contract and make your pro debut?
Yeah. I mean, work's not over, obviously, but it's definitely one step closer to where I want to be. So, just very exciting.
You're thrown into the fire here, too. I mean, you can tell how intense things are here. 7 games to go, do or die, fighting for our playoff lives. I mean, this is kind of what it's all about. And you just got here, and it's this intense and this stressful.
Yeah, no, it is very intense. But, come from college, we kind of made a pretty good run there with Ohio State and just came up short in the third period in the Big Ten Championship. So we've been playing playoff hockey for a while now with Ohio State. So kind of coming into here and battling for a playoff spot, it's the same intensity for me, so it's pretty good.
It's kind of weird, though. I mean, you're there with Ohio State doing that. Now you're here, new team, same thing in its own way, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was a quick turnaround, but we're all hungry for a playoff spot, and we know we want to get there, so we're excited.
Saw you out there winning a number of face-offs, getting your body in there too. You're a big guy, and you weren't shy about throwing out some hits there at the pro level. How do you feel like you did in your first pro games?
Yeah, obviously it felt pretty good. Just want to play to my skill set and my advantage. So just kind of using my body when I can, and having a good stick and winning my battles. So yeah.
All of this is, kind of a foundation for you at the end of the season to set you up for your pro career. You might be back here next year, or maybe you make a play for the Flyers in training camp. Obviously, that would be your goal. But this is a great running head start for you at the end of the season, so you know what it's all about going into next year.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of want to set myself up the best way I can. But I got a great team around me, and those guys are obviously really good players. So just kind of focus on making the playoffs here and sticking with these guys.
Big picture, you go from college right to here. Have you been able to kind of step back and kind of take it all in and enjoy it a little bit and slow things down?
Kind of. I mean, definitely a lot more downtime just after practice because obviously I don't have class anymore. So, me and Powell are roommates right now, so we've just kind of been chilling in the hotel and just going around town when we can and seeing what we can do.
Well, a couple years ago, you guys were together at Ohio State, you and Powell.
Yeah, no, he had to do what was best for him last year, and he left midway through the year, so had to do what he had to do. But yeah, we started off at Ohio State together, and it was awesome.